You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's After Show.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
I jumped the gun.
You did.
Let's hold. With
who knows the
over
words?
20 million weekly downloads, listened to in over 100 different countries, we're your one-stop, one destination for true after-show entertainment. We are the Bachelor in Paradise, Season 1, Episode 2. I am JC, and we have a double dose tonight. There's gonna be a lot of twos
You're
going on.
double fisting.
Oh, yes.
When doesn't he double fist?
58 seconds in, we've already lost the rails, so let's introduce our wonderful host, starting with the lovely lady to my right.
Hey, I'm Cathy Kelley.
And next to Cathy.
Hey, I'm Danny Hoyt.
Your name is Danny.
Yes,
Hoyt.
my name is Danny Hoyt. I'm very excited.
All right, guys, you can already tell we are going crazy tonight because we have a special treat. If you're watching, I don't know if you've already seen it, but if you're listening, we have not one, but two very special guests in the house tonight. So AfterBuzz TV Nation, get ready to put your hands together for the man on my left.
What?
He's the man on my left. Ladies and gentlemen,
But he's always in the right.
Absolutely. Always.
from Bachelor in Paradise, Mr. Zack with a K. Kalter.
Correct. Oh, yeah.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. We're not done.
Okay, don't forget.
And last but not least,
Thank you.
I've heard you've gotten like this cross of like Liam Neeson, and not Liam Neeson, Liam Hemsworth,
Taken?
and
Yeah, good,
and Ryan
you look-
Gosling. I can already tell I'm gonna hate you.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just kidding. I get Rob Schneider all the time. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Robert with an H. Graham.
oh yeah.
Robert, I
get
just
that
want to
age.
let you know
Gotta
off
get
the
that
top,
age.
we're glad that you kept your top on. You know, you have this kind of theme running where you
Yeah.
a lot of times are shirtless.
Yeah, there's a pretty consistent.
I
theme.
feel like our
Naked.
viewers might not be glad about that.
Well,
It is still early, Kathy.
depends on who's watching. I know Christina's tuning in.
What is your audience
She loves you
primarily
guys a lot.
made of?
So.
We're in 100 countries.
Oh, great.
You've
Yeah.
got people all over the world watching you right now.
Perfect. I love it.
Scary.
Diego Garcia, Guam, Laos, everyone is here and they want to know your thoughts.
Good.
Diego
I
Garcia.
love that.
It's a little like military base. I believe it's out like in the South Pacific. Okay,
Bachelor in Paradise, guys.
sorry.
They're in paradise.
Off topic. Let's get
Off
back on.
topic. Okay, let's get it going because, or else someone is going to say, Chris, he's just the host.
JC,
What?
he's just the host.
Snap.
Wow.
All right.
Okay, it's painful.
Listen.
All right. And then, okay, we got Chris B pulling a robbery, and it's Shark Week on Bachelor in Paradise. And of course, Zach, you can help me. It's all about the pheromones, right?
The pheromones? Yeah. All about those pheromones.
Those pheromones are
They
flowing.
will get you. They will get you. They're strong. They're powerful.
We are going to pick your mind. No, but we're going to have a great time. So,
Absolutely.
what we like to start with, keep it straight. We have a show to do, guys. You know, before I go any further, I do have the biggest shout out of them all is to the man running the ones and twos, the engineer, the one that makes it happen. And I believe this is our first show. Justin in the back. Give it up for Justin,
All right,
everybody. Hey, Justin.
Thanks, Justin.
Gracias.
Oh, he's in Espanol. Awesome. All right. And of course, if you're watching us live on AfterBuzzTV.com, hello, chat roll, fire some questions away. But if you're not watching us live, go to YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, OneCast. Let us know what you think and who else you'd like to see the rest of the season. So,
No one.
Us every week.
We already
listen,
have guests
we
lined
will
up.
mute you. We will mute. No, we can't. He's too pretty. Okay. All right, guys. Let's start with overall thoughts.
Yeah.
What did we think about tonight's episode? Can we fit it in a few sentences? Kathy.
You know,
Oh, well, Danny's
I was
about
ready to
speak.
go.
Yeah.
well, I just feel like the first hour, was good, but I was waiting for this grand entrance from the one and only Zach, and it took an hour and 2 minutes. It took an hour and 2 minutes to get you in, so it was good. We didn't get a lot of, we got a lot of Elise. That's all I'll say.
Lot of
Lisa
release.
Dillon.
A little bit of
Lot of
drama.
release.
In one of the greatest speeches, I have that up there with like Abe Lincoln's speech. Like honestly, it
That
is
was the worst speech of all time. Oh,
potato,
so bad.
potato. Fine, Graham.
We'll
Robert
get there.
Graham.
Tell her that. Have to give her that.
All right, no, but let's start off with our thoughts on Chris Harrison as was the guy from Dateline. What was up with
It
the
was
intro?
the reenactment was a little cheeseballs.
Well,
I mean,
the whole show is a reenactment.
how?
It's reenacting what they put together. This reenactment of what
It's real life for some people.
This is real, Daniel.
I'm saying what the way they edit it. For example, the way you guys told us about when Markel took the drink and he said, "I just think you drink too much," and then he takes it. The whole show is them putting together a reenactment.
This was level
beyond
reenactment.
next level.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys
This was
were
like
there.
History Channel reenactment.
Yes.
And you guys, you saw what happened. And Zach, the first thing you said that it was so comical and whatnot. But really, I mean, someone broke both of his legs, all for the love of Michelle K. How did you say her last name?
Her actual last name?
Yes.
I think it's Kajawa.
Bless you. Okay. All right.
I mean, yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, but I mean, so what happened? Now, what's his last name? Really was
Putz.
Putz.
Ryan
Putz.
Putz.
I
You
guess.
can't- you
He
can't
spelled
write
it on
that
national
stuff.
television,
Putz with a
so
Z.
he's now famous, which is weird.
okay. So what was going on? Like last week, the first episode with Michelle and Robert. You can chime in, of course, as well. Did we see everything we needed to see? I mean, what was missing? Was this? Are they still together or not?
I actually wasn't there. This is probably.
Oh, that's
better
right.
Yeah.
To Robert, but
This was
you
a
know,
really
you knew
awkward
what happened.
situation because Michelle's a nice girl, but she was a little strange. She set herself aside, didn't really talk to many people, and we didn't really understand why. And then she decided to leave and check herself out of the show. And then Chris came in later that night and kind of explained this whole situation to us, and we all thought he was lying. We're like, there's no way that happened. There's no chance a guy jumps off a 25-foot balcony. Like, there's no way. And then we saw pictures of the guy, and he was like, I'm not lying to you. I promise this all happened. Broke down the story, and everybody was just like, this is crazy. Like, that doesn't happen in real life. It was funny.
Doesn't that explain maybe her peculiar behavior?
I think it might a little bit. I didn't really have a chance to talk to her all that much. I mean, she was there for a few days, but she just really didn't click with anybody. So, yeah, maybe this guy was the guy for her, and she just wasn't really interested in meeting anybody else. So.
Well, yeah, you got up and moved away from her on the couch in the very first
No,
episode.
that was Graham.
That was the other Graham.
Exactly, that's
My
the
name is
joke.
Robert.
That's the running joke. The running joke, for those of you that don't understand what's going on, his last name is Graham. There's also Graham Bunn on the show, who is watching. Shout out to Graham Bunn, who's watching us
he's
right
the
now.
man.
So we've been teasing him, calling him Graham. That's what's funny.
We're giving you such a hard time.
Catchy.
It's not, like, because you even told us about the Twitter. What was it? The hashtag, poor Robert?
Oh, poor Robert. Yeah,
Poor Robert.
from the show tonight. I got a lot of poor Roberts. People
I'm
feel
sure
sad.
you'll be
Sad.
fine.
I think he'll be just okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, so bring us up to speed, like all of us that are watching, at home as well. What day is this and the whole process of it?
So
Michelle
this for us was probably, I think, like day 4 or 5. Being on the actual island or being in paradise. We were only there for maybe 5 days or less before she checked
I was
herself
day
out.
6, right after this whole thing.
Yeah,
went
so
down.
it's
Oh,
probably day 4 or 5.
Yeah, I heard
You brought
all-
the normalcy,
I
right?
brought normal, even keel. Let's get back to the basics.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question, I want to ask, I'm sorry, I'm asking this for America. How the hell does all this happen in just 4 days?
You know what? It's crazy because we get there and you have to understand that we have no access to any outside technology, no phones, no computers, no books, no music, nothing. So all we do is talk to each other all day long.
Or throw coconuts at coconuts.
Or play
That's what we
football on
did
the
all
beach
day.
or throw coconuts at other coconuts and crack them open and drink them because that was like the highlight of our day. We're like, oh my God, we got these coconuts. We're going to drink all of them. This is the best. So there's nothing else to do.
Zico water.
Yeah, I mean, it's way better. You get a sour coconut, you just don't care. You're like, I spent a half hour cracking this thing open.
This thing in my mouth.
So you spend a lot of time with these people. I mean, that's all you do is spend time. So I mean, one day in this place is like a month here. There's no work. I mean, you're literally just talking and hanging out all day long.
And how often, when you date someone, are you like living with them essentially?
Not in the beginning.
Yeah.
I
Never.
spend a lot of time with these people, with
Yeah.
each other. It's crazy. It's like really like a time warp. It really
It's like
does feel
summer
that.
camp.
Yeah, so
It
how
is like
different
adult
is this
summer
from Bachelor to now Bachelor in Paradise? Because there you just have a limited amount of
Yeah.
time with, let's say, Desiree, but here you guys are spending you know, days and nights together. You guys can you guys like, well, I'm not gonna go there, but we'll save that till 30 minutes in. But I mean, you guys spend so much time, so how does that change? Does it speed everything up since it's romance on steroids? You know, that's what we tend to call it because there's so much going on. It's the fishbowl.
I think it makes it a lot easier to actually, you know, form something with somebody. I mean, if you're going there and you're looking to meet somebody, you have that opportunity because you spend so much time with these people and the doors are wide open. I mean, you can go over to the girl's house at any given time. You can stay there all night long. You can do whatever you want. So if you're there looking for somebody and, you know, looking for a relationship, then the doors are wide open. I mean, you can do it there and you have the opportunity to, you know, spend as much time with that person.
So as quickly as it is to fall in love or explore relationships, deepen feelings, it's also just as quick things end.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know, without giving anything away.
We saw that tonight.
Yeah, we saw this with the cut shot of you brooding in the beach a little bit,
Yeah.
but no, and then we see the connection of Chris B walking in and Chris B definitely making an impact in the house.
Right.
Well, I want to ask a question.
Sure.
You used the quote, you felt like there was mud thrown in your face. Can you
Right.
tell me exactly what you mean by that?
You know what? I don't know what I meant by that because I think that's the first time I've ever said that in my entire life. I don't know who throws mud in general.
No, but on the real, that moment when you're walking out of the ocean, that wasn't actually that moment when you were walking. It was just happened to be some random time.
Yeah,
probably.
it was one. I think I was walking down to grab a towel or sunscreen.
It's more dramatic.
But you had a look on your face like you were processing something serious, but you might have just been thinking about the coconut.
I might have been just thinking about the 7 coconuts I just cracked. If
you had to put a tally on the number of coconuts eaten, give us a guesstimate.
Oh man, that was crazy.
100?
I
So
fell
you
in
like-
love with cracking coconuts open. That was
You
like
you fell in love
the
with
highlight
what?
of my day. Cracking coconuts open. It was like just
Oh, like the
it was
process.
just getting it open was such an accomplishment. So I would do
it's
it all
hard,
day.
man, with rocks.
You don't understand.
Really?
We're
It's
on,
not
we're on the
easy.
beach for like 8 hours a day, just hanging out,
Cracking open
So,
coconuts.
I mean, we're literally sitting there like
The
cavemen,
highlight.
just hitting these coconuts with rocks
just going to town.
all day long, and that was the highlight of what
And
we
then
were doing.
spearing and catching your fish for dinner. It was
And this is why they had to bring in Chris B because they're just cracking coconuts all day.
yeah.
So Kathy, thoughts seeing Chris B come back? Do we see a new Chris B because he ends up going on the first date with Claire?
Yeah, he said one thing on the date. When I meet the right person, I will be loyal. That just seems like a red flag.
Why?
Yeah, right out of the gate.
If you're not loyal to anyone before you meet the right person, why
What makes you
would you
think
change?
you're going to be
Yeah.
loyal then? Yeah.
I've got rose-tinted glasses. Who knows? You never know. What if he finds the one? What if in paradise there is that one? I'm just raising the question. Okay, we can ask the nation, you guys, can Chris change his stripes? Will he change his ways if he finds the one?
I just feel like
Maybe not Claire.
I just feel like I don't trust him off the bat, and I don't even know the guy. I met him one time, but I just feel like what we know and what we see of him, the way they edit it, I don't feel like he's trustworthy, and I don't feel like that's. I don't trust him off the get go.
I know some guys that know him.
You know some guys that know the guys. Well, let's ask him.
So is it what do we see? Is it do we see what we see is what we get with Chris, or it's just how the show's been edited? I mean, what's he really like?
For me, when I showed up to Paradise, he was the guy I roomed with every night, and so I got a chance to get to know him a little bit. And to me, I've only known him for 3 days in my entire life, and he's been cool. He's been cool to me. You'll see some stuff later on in the season that happens that I kind of help him out. We kind of bond over. But I mean, for me, he was a good dude. I don't know. Like the edit, I guess.
You've never dated him, so you
I've
don't.
never dated him. I don't
you
have to
couldn't
date
speak
him,
to that.
so I'm just. No, he's a good dude from what I can tell.
Yeah.
From the times I spent with him. So
Yeah.
He's a shark, man. He
He's a shark.
likes the ladies, but he's a good guy. I mean, he came in, he was nice to everybody, he was respectful, to everybody, and you know, he is who he is. He's not hiding anything.
It doesn't seem like the one that he's gonna be loyal to is in paradise right now. So
Yeah.
You don't think so?
No.
Well, he did a back-to-back day
Yeah.
flip-flop on Claire and Elise, so.
Yeah, but as we see, it's kind of already happened. Let's say Lacey and Robert and Marcus, what's going on there? We don't know. Everything's so intense that, anything goes. This is like Bachelor times 10.
Yeah.
I'm in shock.
It's on steroids, then on steroids,
That's too much.
as you would say, JC.
A lot of steroids.
A lot of steroids going on.
But you know what? I know we talk about
Coconuts
the
and
dates, and I see the show does spend some time on the dates, but it seems like what the focus of the show is what's going on outside of the dates.
Yeah.
That's where really the focus is. And in this date, yes.
Do the dates really mean that much if you're spending, like, you're able to spend as much time as you want to with that person, so...
Right, but when you're spending a lot of time in the actual hotel or what the area that we're at, it gets boring because there's nothing to do.
Yeah, so it's just more exciting to go on the dates.
You literally just talk to each other.
But are you like creating more of a bond by going on a date versus like you can create just as much of a bond by sitting on the beach with one person,
I
right?
think so, because it also allows you to get outside of the house without everybody else being there, and you can kind of be yourself.
You don't have the eyes.
Right, and like you can just go out one-on-one and be yourself and have fun with that person and go out on a date, and you're just focused on her, and there's not 10 other people around you asking you questions or, just so. It's kind of nice getting out of the house, too.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That makes sense.
The reason I brought that up is because while we're on Claire and Crispy's date, then we get this neat little aside where we have a lot of focus, like we said, on Elise tonight. And it's where she's talking, I believe it's to Dylan, and we start hearing that she, love, love, love. It felt like I was listening to Ron Burgundy, because she's like, love, we're in love, love, love. And then Dylan was
Then it comes to Dylan, he's like, I'm really ready to see other people. And, and I'm not really on the same page with her. That editing job was brilliant. It made her look a little crazy. Which I don't know if it
passionate.
Is fair.
I don't know if we say crazy.
Well, crazy might be a little strong, but still made her look a little like she was out there in left field.
I think that she was more ready for love than he was.
Very well said, Cathy Cupcake Kelley. There, Danny. See, there's a way to it. We got to angle it.
They just weren't on the same page.
They weren't on the same page.
Yeah.
When you get to Paris, there's a lot of pressure, I feel like, to like find somebody quick, and that's where Elise probably got a little too love stricken.
Okay, so let me ask you that. You said right there that there's a pressure to kind of pair up. So does
if you don't pair up, you don't get a rose, and you're going home. So it's kind of one of those things where you want to stay and find somebody and build a connection, but at the same time, you might be going home.
So maybe she was really just more focused.
Could be.
She was on her A
She
game.
had a plan,
Yeah, she had a plan. She was executing a plan.
But with that said, I would ask you. So does that kind of does it make you question, or you get in your head a little bit about the organicness when let's say you're in the real world and you meet someone, you take it slow, but do you start questioning, because I want to stay on the island, and is this love? Is this more? What is it? Do you start questioning yourself?
I personally think it's kind of nice because it gives you the ability to put yourself out there, and you have to put yourself out there. And if you don't, you're really not taking advantage of the situation. And everybody's kind of there for a reason. So, and the girls know that you're here to meet somebody. So it gives you that opportunity to really just go up and say, hey, let's hang out, let's get to know each other, and put yourself out there and get to know that person. Where in real life, you might see somebody at the gym or at a restaurant or wherever, and you're like, oh man, that girl's really beautiful, but you don't approach her because you think you're going to see her again.
Yeah.
Or, you just don't act on the opportunity that
That's
you
probably
have.
why the relationships start so much quicker.
Right, because you're there, and you're there for
a reason.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's quickly, but it's like, in a sense, it's a wonderful opportunity that very few people get, and that you guys receive. So, and you took full advantage of it. That's awesome. So I know. I'm sorry. I'm just now. It's so cool.
Okay, you snuck that right in there, and you took full advantage of it. So that's great. Next subject. Moving on.
I didn't mean it that way. I swear. Oh my God, this show's gonna be insane. No, but I also do have to stop and actually, we got to talk about something very important to us, and actually, this is a segue. Savings.
Okay.
Savings.
Yes, and
Saving yourself for marriage.
in a sense,
Savings.
but
talking
also
about-
no. But I was gonna, Cathy, I got this. I was gonna say, but also in a marriage, there's also the love aspect, and there's also the financial sense of it.
It's very huge.
And there's no other better company than the king of savings, and that is Walmart. And Walmart has this brand new program. It's called Savings Catcher. It's really nifty. Yeah, I said nifty. Okay, I downloaded the Walmart app. If you're watching live, that hurt my mic. Watching the app, download the Walmart app, and it's got this great program called Savings Catcher. And all you have to do is actually take your receipt. You go to your local Walmart, make a few purchases, run the receipt, and it'll actually tell you if you could have saved more money at another competing store. Step one. Step
cool.
two, they will reimburse you in an e-card for the difference that you could have saved. So you can use it for future purchases at Walmart. So
You're
pretty
getting
easy.
the lowest price no matter what.
Absolutely. And all you have
Even
to
if
do,
it's their competition?
yes. We're not going to mention any names, like Target, and just other stores, and they'll beat their savings.
Holy smokes, I didn't know that.
Yeah, King of Savings made it just that easier. And all you have to do is go to walmart.com/savingscatcher.
Wow, well.
Yes. So with that said, back to Paradise.
Great singing.
Thanks, I'll be here all week.
Hit that high note.
Thanks. Okay, so now we've got, I guess, date 2. And this is where I remember you said, you know, you were getting the hashtag poor Robert.
Yeah.
Yes, because
Poor Rob.
That was fun.
Bob.
Poor Bob.
how difficult is this? I mean, because we were watching it and I was just like, I can't look at Robert right now because I felt weird, you know. So I mean,
it was a little uncomfortable. I mean, so I came in and, you know, Lacey and I met and we went out on a date, and I like Lacey. You know, we got along really well. She's a beautiful girl. We had a lot of fun together, and you know, we went out on a date together and spent a lot of time together and ended up doing our thing and, you know, whatever. And then the next day, literally the next day, I mean, after we go on this date and we opened up to each other. I told her a lot about myself, and, you know, she told me a lot about herself. I'm sitting upstairs on the, there wasn't a lot of editing. I'm literally sitting upstairs on the, you know, the porch of the house, and I see her kissing Marcus down below, and I'm like,
Hold
what
on
just
a
happened?
second.
This
Mud
is
in your face.
crazy. Yeah.
There was mud in your face. She was
There
getting
mud
very
all
snaky.
over my face.
She was getting snaky.
Literally mud just covering my body. So yeah,
So
I mean,
much mud.
it was one of those things where I really didn't understand what was happening. Legitimately, I'm like, this is crazy. I don't understand how this could happen so fast, or in general, after the night we just had. And yeah.
Do you feel more hurt by her or mad at Marcus?
I'm not mad at Marcus at all. You know, Marcus and I we didn't know each other coming in, and if he was interested in Lacey, great. You know, take that opportunity and give her a rose and take her out. So, you know, he maybe could have came up to me and be like, hey, I know you went on the date last night. You know, I'm thinking about giving her a rose, or I'm going to ask her out, and I have feelings for her. Whatever.
Took like the Sarah approach.
Whatever.
She was
Yeah, he could have. It would have been
Yeah.
a courtesy, but at the end of the day, I didn't really expect that. That's not a big deal.
Yeah.
The fact that Lacey, you know, didn't approach me after we went out, and we'd spent, you know, they cut it out, but we spent like 3 days together every day, all day. I mean, we were on the beach together all day long. We were hanging out the whole time. Didn't walk up to me and just say, hey, you know, I'm thinking about pursuing some stuff with Marcus or whatever. I just wanted to give you a heads up.
Yeah.
Because that really never came out. You know, we didn't really discuss that until afterwards. And no ill will towards Lacey. You know, we're friends, and I like her a lot. But yeah, it was, at the time, it was pretty it was pretty strange.
It
Shocking.
seemed like from editing that you had no idea until Marcus gave her a rose.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Not at all. Yeah. I mean, he was positioned to give out a rose right before me. So I
Yeah.
think, you know,
Producers.
I mean, I think they might have had an idea that he was into her and he was going to give her a rose. So at that moment, I was just like, well, I took Claire out on the first date, and I know Claire and we're friends, so I'm going to give Claire a rose because that's the only other person I know. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, when
and
I got there, I was shocked to hear just like how everything went down with you and Lacey. It was crazy.
Yeah. It was
Like,
Were there any girls there at the time that you guys didn't know from outside of Bachelor in Paradise?
yeah, there was a few. I didn't know Michelle K.
we didn't know Michelle K. Actually, I knew Michelle K from Wipeout. Actually.
Oh.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Winner wipeout right here.
Winner.
Hey.
Congratulations, Justin. If you could pull like a little applause for Zach winning, you know, his wipeout. If we got that special effect, we'll pull that up in a bit. But I want to ask you.
Yes.
They're late to the game, but they
Delayed
always show up.
Delayed Wipeout.
Wipeout champion.
No, but on a slightly more serious note, the fact that you and Marcus are cool, and that goes into the dynamic, I think, of how men are with each other within the show. And is it different how women handle it? That's what I've always wanted to know, because, like, let's say
How so?
how Ashley kind of claimed Graham
Oh.
from what we saw on TV.
Yeah.
And the girls are like, oh, okay. And you know, if let's say if this was, the roles were reversed, I don't know if the girls would have made up as quickly or have been cool with it. Cathy, you're smiling.
Kathy, you're a girl.
Girls can be a little bit more territorial sometimes.
Yeah? Tell us.
Yeah.
And so you were?
Sure.
Oh, yeah,
How do you do
I'm
it?
so territorial. No, I don't know. I feel like it depends. I don't know what connection Ashley had to Graham. It sounded like they both mutually liked each other before the show, but hadn't really met. So I think that that's why she was a little bit more territorial. I don't know.
And don't get me wrong, it was a little awkward between Marcus and I at first. I mean, we didn't exchange a whole lot of words
Okay.
for the first week we were there. And then, you know, as I saw their relationship kind of progressing and having some conversations with him about how he was really legitimately into her, I was just like, oh, okay, well, you know, that stuff happens. But it was definitely awkward at first. I mean, we weren't just like, oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You're my boy.
Yeah, I just kudos to you and how, you know, those just how you play, you know, how you handled it. So
Well, thanks.
yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate
But
that.
I want to get to the really cool part. No, I'm saying that. No,
What's the
Yopo.
cool part?
Yopo.
Yopo.
Hashtag Yopo.
Yopo. So what is this whole Yopo?
I mean,
Go ahead.
I got what's funny is I got there and everyone keeps saying Yopo. That's the only word I heard, the only phrase I heard, and then everyone started explaining it to me. And the night before was their big, you know, blackout night where we just
It was a fun
everyone
night.
had a good time. Let's just put it that way.
Ben.
And, well,
Yeah,
Ben
yeah.
mostly was encouraging of Yopo. And,
He started it. He came up with
Yeah.
the
He's
phrase
the one that
Yopo.
came up with it.
He's-
I was
he's-
gonna ask.
He's the fire
deserves
starter.
trademark credit for that.
Yeah, he does.
But yeah, it was crazy. And what's funny is that the rest of the time we didn't really have another Yopo moment. That I was there, I was kind of disappointed.
Oh,
to
so
be
that
honest, yeah,
that's it?
that was it.
One big Yopo night.
Well,
Yopo.
Ben
But the hashtag continues
The
forever.
hashtag-
Ever.
Ben came in hot, and he was really, really, really into partying
If
and
that's
really
his-
wanted to have fun.
One contribution to Bachelor in
Yeah.
Paradise, then he succeeded.
That was him.
Yeah, and we
credit.
didn't get to see that on the show, so it's cool hearing that he's kind of like the party guy. You know, not the party, but I know you're there for romance, but you have to have that fun guy as well that gets the party started and
He
gets
was
people.
there solely to party.
Was he really?
So now that we
Free
see,
alcohol.
He'll tell you
Get his
that.
drink.
well now that we see the letter, that maybe explains why he was like, you know what? It's a free trip down. There's free alcohol. I'm
Yeah.
gonna.
How do you explain
Well,
that to someone
what
that you're
I didn't
dating?
know is that the
now?
letter she like secretly put in his bag,
Yeah.
and I didn't know that. I
So it was
thought
like
he
a
brought it.
surprise.
So I was like, why would Ben bring a letter like that on
Yeah.
the show? You know, it's weird. But I guess she had snuck it in, then he found it and couldn't throw it away or like hide it better. But
I know girls and guys who have done that before.
Yeah.
Like when someone's going on a long vacation, yeah.
Actually, kind of a sweet move on her end.
Yeah.
But yeah, he didn't toss it obviously because he didn't want to get rid of it.
How is she okay with that, knowing that her boyfriend's going on a dating show?
They only met. They met like 3 weeks prior.
Oh.
She said, "I love you."
Yeah, but it was
Okay.
I guess, got pretty
they're
intense.
still
pretty
together,
quick.
so that's at least
They are.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're still together.
Yeah, I noticed that last week. I just went on his Instagram for some reason, just getting research, you know, and I saw it and I was like, what? He's got a girlfriend.
Liking his photos.
She's beautiful.
Yeah,
She's
a
really
girl.
pretty.
Thank you, Robert Graham. See,
She is.
he's there. We're right here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fine. Okay. All right. Let's move on before you guys lynch me. Lord. So, and now the moment you've all been waiting for. How long did it take, Danny?
It took 1 hour and 2 minutes.
Enter the dragon.
Enter Zorro.
Zorro.
Into the dragon.
The big guy.
Okay, so how excited were you to come in? Like, were you thinking, what did I just get myself into?
He came in hot, tank top, shirt unbuttoned, like ready
You gotta-
to
you gotta rock
roll.
it in paradise. No, you know, it's funny because you're in a hotel room for
Secluded.
secluded. I was there for 7 days and
Doing
Nightmare.
what?
Do
What
they
did you
feed
do?
Do they feed you? Are you just
hanging
stuck in that
out.
hotel?
Yeah, well, the good thing was there's all you can eat, all inclusive room service. So I was just going to town on that.
Yeah.
I would
I
sign
was
up.
getting free.
No
everything
TV,
all day.
right? No,
Yopo.
no
TV was
phone.
terrible. It was like
Oh, okay.
half Mexican or Spanish, I should say.
Yeah.
And then the rest was just like terrible shows. But yeah, so you're in this hotel room just kind of figuring out what to do with your life, and there's nothing to do.
I would have thought that they would have had you like on a dub version of season 2 of The Bachelor, like in Spanish, and no, I love you, Arenberg.
That'd be great. That'd be amazing. But yeah, you get there and just finally you get the call, like you're going on tomorrow morning, so you get pumped up and you get excited and you don't know what to expect. So the thing is, I was like, what's going on over there? And don't tell anyone. One night I snuck out and I got a photo of like the actual like lights from the.
Don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anyone.
20
But I was
million
like-
weekly downloads.
Yikes.
Damn it. I was like, I gotta sneak out of here and get some fresh air.
Did
So
you
like,
jump out of the
it was
window to get the
10:30.
picture?
Yeah.
I had a first
Comes
floor,
around.
empty balcony, no big deal. It was a quick 5-foot hop, and went down to the water's edge, and I could see this big bright light. I knew that was the production house, so I almost kind of wanted to just go over there and sneak in and make an entrance, but that would have been
Be like, hey, I'm
really
here.
bad.
What's up?
What's up, guys? But there's security guards patrolling the grounds, so I would have
Yeah.
got.
All right. So I guess from now on, we're just throughout the rest of the show, we'll call him Zorro.
Zorro.
Yeah,
Okay.
Zorro for
So
sure.
Zorro, how long did it take from when you made your grand entrance
Of course.
and that date with Claire? I mean, bam, they give you the
Oh,
date
yeah.
card
So
and
what they don't show is that you make an entrance, and I had to meet with Chris Harrison. It was this big long intro where he was like, "Welcome to Paradise," and you have a date card, and you have to find someone to go on a date with, or else you're going home. If you don't get a rose, there are eliminations. And so I was kind of like, all right, well, I get one day to make an impression on some girl and then get a rose. So I went in there, and I'd met a couple of the girls previously, and Claire was one of the ones that I'd known, and we were semi-friends and friendly at least. And so I was like, yeah, she's fun, and she's cool, so let's take her on a date and see how it goes.
So what didn't we see on the show, on your date with Claire, that you can talk about?
Oh yeah, on the date we shopped around Tulum a little bit. Didn't show me bargaining for an amazing little bikini cover-up.
What did it start at, and what did you finish at?
This thing was pricey. Oh yeah.
What are bikini cover-ups going for?
800 pesos.
Holy smokes! And you got it down to.
And I got it down to like 650.
That's pretty solid, right there.
Serious negotiator.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had to get some extra cash from production.
Yopo.
Don't tell anyone. Yeah, and then we got to dance around. They had a reggae band that was really good, actually. We got to dance around and kind of have fun. They didn't show any of that. That was pretty fun. And then on the ocean, swim around.
Surprised they didn't
Yeah,
show
yeah.
it.
So, hold on. What happened? You just snuck that one in there.
Swam around. No, it was fun. We literally just swam around for like 15 minutes, and it was fun though. It was a good time.
Now you know that they're gonna be on you guys, right? Because
Yeah,
you go.
It's like,
Oh yeah.
you
Oh,
You
Zorro.
can't win. You cannot
They're
win.
on you all day.
And okay,
I
so
want to be on you. You're a Ron Burgundy reference. I was trying to.
okay, I got your back, Danny. I got your back. But it's funny how everyone like shut up when you said that.
They did. It got
Crickets.
super
Super
quiet.
awkward.
All we heard was Zach drinking water and me saying, "I want to be on you."
And then we get to the part where Chris B just gives us his assessment of, and of course this is because he wants to move in and pull in a slight robbery, perhaps of Elise, and his assessment of Dylan and
Wow. That was brutal.
I can't say it. I mean, it just it was quite a moment there. But Chris is in it to win it at all times, and I do give that to him when he was talking about Matt Damon and Dylan's reference.
Fat Damon.
I wasn't gonna go there. Kathy, you're ruthless.
Fat
Hilarious.
Damon.
That was
That
the
hurts.
best line of, I don't know, this entire season thus
Chris,
far. All 2
do we think he
episodes? I don't
came up
know.
with that?
He's pretty witty. He could have.
possible.
He's a pretty funny guy, but
But you never know.
But I know we kind of dramatize it when we're seeing it on TV, but that's just kind of guys being guys. Would that be? He's just kind of like talking smack and fun, like He's,
What did he say? He said he looks like a bloated version of Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting. I'm gonna call him Fat
He
Damon.
should go
Yeah.
Goodwill hunting for other girls.
Yeah, and then he should
because
go
I'm gonna
Goodwill
steal
hunting.
Elise.
Ooh, so Kathy,
I
thoughts of
mean,
that? I
that's-
mean,
That's aggressive.
That was hilarious. I feel bad. I don't see the resemblance. But
no comment. No, but then it brings us to the interesting triangle, because I had to scribble my notes a few times because I was like, I thought it was gonna be date card number 4, and of course, who gets it? Dylan.
yeah.
And I mean, the guy, no fault on his own. I mean, Elise made out with Chris.
Yeah.
She made out with Chris. Dylan told her to explore, her feelings. Who was right? Who was wrong? What happened?
I applaud Dylan for being honest.
Yeah.
He was upfront with her from the get-go about, like, as soon as he started feeling, he was really honest with her. So I appreciate that. I think she didn't pick up on the signs. Like, she kind of was still in left field, trying to figure that out and holding out hope. But I like that he was honest, and so I can't really fault him for that.
I
think, and he
agree.
stayed true to it all the way through to the ceremony, even turning down the rose.
He could have easily led her on and
yeah.
pursued other girls, whereas he told her straight up, I think we should see or explore other options.
But here's the thing. But he spoke on the fact that what kissing means to him, and the fact that she was just like that, able to kiss someone else. Was it that he wasn't really that interested in her, or? I mean, I don't know, because, and if Elise, I think it's about accountability as well.
Do you think he was testing her?
No, I don't think so.
I think he was kind of throwing mixed signals. I mean, I like Dylan a lot, but I think if you're really into a girl and you want her and you're into her, then you're not going to tell her to go date other guys. I mean, you're just going to be like, hey, I'm into
Yeah.
you. I want to be with you. And
Right.
if you're not that into her, you're going to say go explore, stuff with other guys because I want to go explore with other girls and just kind of figure it out. But on a outside of that, I think he was honest. I agree with you, and I don't think that she should have. I mean, I don't think she should have kissed, Chris, 5-6 hours after, the whole Dylan thing went down. So I think if she would have went out with other guys and maybe kind of explored that and then had a talk with him and said, hey, I had a great time with Chris last night. I kind of want to explore that. I just wanted to give you a heads up.
Right.
Thanks for saying we should go, see other people because, I'm kind of interested in him. That would have been cool. But I think the way that situation was handled also was a little shady.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that. I guess I feel for him and feeling like he was getting pigeonholed.
Right.
Kind of the way like Graham did. And so I would do the same thing. I would be honest and upfront, and I like that he stuck through all the way to the end.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty strong move how he turned down the rose.
My other favorite line from the night was Elise saying, "You're literally killing me. You're literally killing me right now."
Luckily, she survived. So, I mean, spit take Danny Hoyt. Okay. No, but, I mean, did we get anything out of the date with Dylan and Sarah or more that was just, just like the awkwardness going on?
I wanted
in the
to know
island?
if, did he want to pursue someone else in particular when he said that?
Did you talk to him? I don't even know Dylan, so I don't know.
Okay.
I think he was just kind of taken back with the whole situation that happened with Elise.
Yeah.
So he was, at that point, it was kind of coupley.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot of options. Sarah was one of the girls that was still, single and
Not paired up, yeah.
Yeah, not paired up yet. So I think he made the smart move there in asking her. And he was kind of backed up against the wall. He didn't really have any options at that point. He wasn't interested in Elise. And to your point, I think it was, solid that he just didn't go after her and take the rose just to hang around. So I think that's kind of how that played out.
And what I've noticed, it seems like he's a very sensitive guy as well. He really takes things to heart. So
yeah, I liked Dylan a lot. He was a nice guy, and he was 100% honest the whole time he was there. He was like, if I find a connection with somebody, then I'm gonna stick it out and see how it goes. And if I don't, then I'll go home. And he's like, I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
Okay, now, and speaking of honesty, I know we got to keep this train going, and let us talk about honest Ben. Good Ben. Right reasons Ben. No, but I want to talk about more so about, you guys said that was just an absolutely crazy night.
Yeah, it was.
With everything that went down. What didn't we see? Because everyone at home, we all watched it, so, we're not going to, recap what we saw. It's just more so what we didn't see.
I mean, I had just gotten there, so we're at a bonfire. I just went on a good date. I'm kind of letting loose with my friends and trying to get acclimated to the situation in Paradise. And, you see Marcus and Markel coming down with this note, and I don't know what's going on. And it's already kind of like super drama right when I get there. And I don't know, it's funny how Marcus spilt water on the bag and then found it out.
I was going to say, why is a guy going through another guy's bag?
No comment, but it's just kind of funny.
Here's my question. You're in the middle of a bonfire with friends. Who leaves to go brush their teeth? I'm waiting until the night's over, unless I have something like solid lined up. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go clean my teeth because I know I got. You know what I mean? Like,
what?
That just seemed a little weird.
I think they may have been hanging out in the house because there was only a few of us down by the bonfire.
Oh, okay, okay.
I mean, we were all looking at each other like, what? You found
Something's
a note in his
off.
bag? How did that
Yeah.
happen?
The note.
That doesn't make any sense.
Seems sketchy.
So
Seems snaky to me.
we don't know how the note was found. We just know that it was a real note.
Yeah.
After talking to
Situation
Ben
was
and
real.
figuring it out. Because when you come up and you see somebody say, hey, we got a note from your girlfriend, we're like, come on, that's so stupid. Who would bring a note from their girlfriend? That makes no sense. But it was a real note.
You guys saw the note.
Yeah, we saw it.
Eyes on
Really?
the note.
Yeah,
Yeah.
real note.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we've made light of it, and we've had a lot of fun tonight. But in the end, because Michelle Money was really
Yeah.
broken up about it.
Yeah.
And she's really, I mean, you're all there to find love. And yes.
And what they don't show, and Michelle is very emotional in that scene, in that sequence of events. But the real reason that she was that emotional was because she has, a daughter back home, and Ben also has a son. So they have this connection. They know what it's like to leave their children at home to come and explore and try to find somebody on Bachelor in Paradise. So she was really upset that he would leave his son, for an extended period of time when he had a girl back home and when he wasn't really there looking for somebody, and she thought that was not a really great thing to do, and that's why she became so emotional. And I don't think they really explained that much when they
which
were
is
showing
fair.
it. Yeah,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you're giving it. I love the fact that you gave it so much more, context for
Yeah.
the super fans to just pay attention to that. So thank you. But now we have to move on because producers, we gotta go. Cocktails and roses, which, oh boy, Danny, thoughts of this crazy night? I mean, it's been one crazy night after another. I mean, my favorite show has always been Bachelor Pad. I just loved everything that went on. But I mean, I'm loving you guys. Everything I'm seeing, just because I knew at the end there's gonna be love, but in the meantime, the journey to get there, ay Dios mío.
Well, there's so many different. There's so many like that you don't expect and turns that you don't see coming. You guys had seen part of the episode or most of it when we watched it. We watched together. For those of you who are watching at home, we watched with Zach and Robert tonight. All of us did, and they had seen some of it, and so you were hearing our literal reactions for the first time, and we're like, "Oh my, wait, hold on, time out." Pausing it, asking them questions during it. So there was a lot of genuine reaction. I feel like almost more of that than I have even when I watch, just the full-on regular Bachelor or Bachelorette seasons. So there's so many twists and turns that we don't see. So I like that. It creates very good TV, obviously. It's good editing, but I think there's a lot of those are genuine situations that you have those reactions to, and I like that.
Well, let's talk about the parents before the roses were handed out. First, we have Zach and Claire. And just getting to know each other a little better. So we'll move on from that one. That was pretty self-explanatory. But let's move on. The one that we really loved as well, Markel and Michelle.
That was great.
It was good editing, but it was still very awkward. Even if it wasn't edited, it's an awkward conversation.
Yeah.
Like, Markel, right before the rose ceremony, you're gonna have this conversation. You're really gonna do this right now?
Right.
Had they even kissed at that point?
No.
Because they hadn't kissed on the date.
No, they never kissed.
And what time is this now? Are we like
so late?
1, 2 in the morning?
It's like
That's like 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's like 1 or 2.
That's like right when the cocktail party's starting.
Okay.
When we get the roses, when we actually start handing out the roses,
That's
it's
late.
probably closer to 3:30.
Jeez.
4 in the morning.
Not fun.
Sunburn, alcohol.
Oh man, it's
4 in the morning.
You guys probably get to sleep in though.
Some days we do, but
yeah.
when you're standing on the on the rose ceremony, I'm sitting there like consciously thinking I need to bend my knees so I don't pass out.
Yeah, don't
Oh wait,
pass
so you guys have like a morning call? Do they wake you up in the morning too?
Oh yeah,
What? No.
Sometimes, yeah.
lights flick on, you're up.
Production lights that we don't control those.
Can you sleep on the beach?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can sleep all
Oh,
day
okay.
if you want. I mean,
Oh,
it's-
okay.
It's really not that strict.
You can sleep all day
It's
unless
much
you have to
better
do.
here than.
I was thinking it's like the toughest job you'll ever love. I mean, they're putting you to bed at 4 and you're up at 6. I mean, good Lord. Okay.
And they don't turn out the lights right when you go to bed. After the rose ceremony, we go back to our room and the production lights are still on. It looks like this. It's like literally this bright.
Oh my God.
And
Yeah, it's
until every guy comes back, because they're still filming, and if something could potentially happen when they come back to the room,
Oh my
they don't shut the
gosh.
lights off. So you just sit there and stare at the ceiling.
It's
like,
24
oh
hours
my
in case
God.
something happens.
Yeah.
So.
Jeez.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
long.
So now I'm thinking, what was this going on with Markel and Michelle, and then you come in?
Mm-hmm. Well, again, what they didn't show is Michelle and I had spent a lot of time together before that night. So, I mean, we were hanging out a lot during the day. She's great. She's so funny, so nice, obviously very beautiful. And I really liked her a lot. We spent a lot of time together and, had a lot of great talks. And so that's why I came up. That's why I came up and I was like, hey, just want to spend a little bit of time with you before the rose ceremony, because I didn't really know where I stood at that point. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get a rose from anybody. I could be going home tonight. And Michelle and I got along really well. And I spent time with, a lot of the other girls leading up until then too, just kind of seeing if there was anything there. So that's kind of where that took place.
Okay, so there was a lot more to it that we just didn't see.
Right,
Yeah.
you just didn't see it. Yeah, but we spent a good amount of time together before that actually happened.
That one line though about you drink too much and then he sips a drink is amazing.
That was incredible.
Incredible, yeah.
That was so good.
Brilliant editing. That was
I
fantastic.
don't even think that was
No,
editing
that was in
because
edit,
she was responding to him when he was taking the drink. So
drank too much.
yeah.
That's so good. We rewinded
What do you
that
mean
like
I
4
drink
times.
too much? As he's chugging down his wine.
A lot of love for you, Markel.
Love you, brother.
Yeah.
And
he's the
then,
best.
of course, Elise. Okay, so Chris wants Elise. Elise wants Dylan. Sarah wants Dylan. Dylan wants. As we're getting to this crucial point towards the end, and we touched upon it, the fact that Dylan stayed his course, and he a man of his word, and any surprises for us that they lived it. They knew they already knew what happened. They were there. Were we surprised? Not all at once.
I was surprised that she stood at her ground a little bit with the stiff arm for the hug. That surprised me. And I like that. She was like, no, I have something to say, but to everybody. So, like, basically, get out of my way.
Okay, what happened? What was that all about?
speech.
The speech, I'm talking
What was it? To have and to
pre-speech.
hold.
To having to hold, for better or for worse,
Such a
richer or for
message.
poorer.
I say next week we're gonna write it down and we're gonna have like a scroll and we'll have it here all season
Yeah,
so we can
put it on a
recite it.
teleprompter
Just put it right there. Same for every show.
next to your drawing on the board.
Oh,
I couldn't even
man.
hear what she was saying, like, because I
Yeah.
was right there, like, no one could hear what
We were
she
all
was
looking
saying.
around at each other
"What's
like,
she
what's
saying?"
happening?
It's going on for
I
a
don't
while.
understand
like-
what's going on here.
We have to get Elise in and have her read the speech.
Yeah, she could probably
Putting it
recite it
out
from
there.
memory.
I don't know. It was 4 in the morning.
And there's like 40, not 40, but there's like 15-mile-an-hour winds at all times.
Yeah.
So when you're standing there, literally, she was from us to you guys.
Yeah.
You couldn't hear a word she was saying.
Really?
So we were just
Very
like,
windy.
what? What's happening? I mean, the wind's blowing. You can't hear anything.
Can you tell by body language? Like, what did you think was
We
happening?
were just like, this is so weird. What's
happening?
happening? What did she say?
Awkward.
Do you think it
This
was
is so weird.
alcohol induced or lack of sleep?
I don't
For-
think
on
so.
her
I think
part?
she had it
Yeah.
planned
No,
out.
she had a plan.
Yeah.
She
Oh.
had to have. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna defend her.
There's no chance I was.
Yeah, she didn't come up with that on the spot.
And this is why we have our guests.
Yes.
They fill in the gaps. So we're always wondering because we have crazy theories and
Yeah.
more often than not they're wrong, but now we know. Okay.
I guess the one part that I was shocked by Michelle giving Markel a rose after he said
Yeah.
some awkward stuff.
Yeah, that did surprise me. Absolutely. So I wish we could be inside y'all's heads. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Robert's like, what? No, because just I mean, everything that happens there, it's paradise. But like Chris Harrison said when he promoted the show, there is the other side of paradise as well, and everything that goes on. So let's now quickly, any final thoughts on the episode before we move on to a couple minutes with Zack and Robert? Any final thoughts, guys?
I'm curious.
Hashtag poor Dylan.
Hashtag poor
Poor
Dylan.
Dylan.
We lost Dylan.
It's moved from poor Robert to poor Dylan.
Good.
Poor Robert with the swoop at the end. I didn't see that coming.
Did
Sure.
you see that coming?
Sarah Bear.
Sarah giving me the rose?
Yeah.
I actually had spent a lot of time with Sarah.
Who had you not spent a lot of time with? Like, the cameras didn't show it, but I spent a lot of time with.
Michelle and Sarah were
job.
it. That was it.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, those were the only two girls at that point. That,
you guys had a basis though.
Yeah, and I had met Sarah one time before going onto the show, and we talked for a while, and she's
Yeah.
like, I hate to say amazing, but she's an incredible girl. So
Amazing.
we got along very, very well, and it was very easy to talk to her, and it was more real. I think with Sarah when I talked to her,
Yeah.
you didn't see any of this, but we had conversations that were real. Like
It's cool.
We would just talk and have fun with each other, and it wasn't forced, and there wasn't anything like in our ears that people were saying like you need to talk about.
Yeah.
We just like had a good time with each other. So I didn't know if she was gonna give me a rose or not, but I was really, really happy that she did at that point.
Was it like a sigh of relief moment, like oh, I'm staying, or oh, I have opportunity?
It was more of a I really like Sarah, and it's gonna be a great opportunity for me to explore this and see
Yeah.
where it can go. So it was a good moment for me.
Plus, the dynamic duo stays.
Yeah. Plus,
I was worried for this.
You
guy.
two.
Another week. So
Yeah,
all
just
right.
sweating
so-
a little.
Like
Bob and Zorro.
like we don't
I'm
hang out
surprised
enough.
they didn't address that you guys know each other from outside the show.
Yeah, they did a lot of it
Yeah.
before we came
Yeah.
on.
All right. So a lot happened. And it's only week 2.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
A lot more to go.
I
Things are
can't
gonna-
wait.
Things are gonna get spicy.
I mean, we've talked so much about
Spicy.
the episode tonight. We're not even going to news and gossip, but we do want to spend just a few minutes with what you guys are doing outside of Bachelor, man. Like Zach, I found out the fact I didn't know you were such a badass at baseball. I mean, 2005 Toronto Blue Jays. You were,
Yeah.
and of course, the book publishing and stuff. What's going on? What have you been up to outside of Bachelor?
I mean, where should I start? I mean, yeah, I did the baseball thing for 4 or 5 years, the pro thing, and that was my life. But then kind of came out of that and had a long relationship with my ex-girlfriend of like 6 years. So after that is when I got in the Bachelorette. My sister signed me up. So after that whole whirlwind ended, now I'm kind of I'm working, and I work from home and live in Santa Monica with this guy, and it's fun. It's a good time.
Too much time together.
A lot of time together.
Can't
Too
escape
much
each
time
other.
together. It's
Have you guys
crazy.
gone on any paradise-related vacations together?
Just paradise in general.
All right.
Yeah, just paradise.
We don't
at this
vacation
point.
together.
When you're that close to the beach,
where
you
we
need
cut it
to vacation.
Yeah, it's like a vacation
Yeah, we
every
live
weekend, to
at
be
the
honest. We
beach,
just walked
so-
down to the beach.
Your
Yeah.
life is paradise. Fans
Life
at home
is
are getting to
paradise.
see this. This is awesome.
It's not terrible, man.
not a bad gig
It's not
now.
a bad setup.
And Robert, what about you, man? I know now you sold that. Was it Arrow?
Yeah, Aero Advertising, the sign spinning company, was kind of my intro on The Bachelorette. But yeah, I sold that 3.5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago now, and moved out of Arizona. Traveled around for a while, and then came to California. And I started another company.
Brander?
Yeah, it's called Brander.
Okay.
Branderapp.com, plug.
Of course.
But
Plug
no,
away.
it's a digital company. We work with influential people across social media. Hence why I was asking about the Instagram followers the other night.
People at home don't understand that.
No, they don't get it.
No, we work with influential people on all levels on social media and promote brands and different really cool companies. So that's going really well. That takes up the majority of my time. Outside of that, I like to travel and do fun things. So.
Wow. So what's next now? Any trips or anything like that, or just vacations?
I'm
More
leaving-
vacations, really?
Yeah, one more. I'm leaving in 10 days. I'm gonna go check out Croatia and Greece for a little while, and
That's cool.
yeah.
Well,
Jealous.
both of you, thank you for stopping by. I mean, you guys are always traveling. You gave us a few hours, and we really appreciate it, man. So
Yeah,
thank
man,
you
thanks
so
for having
much.
us. This is fun.
Yeah, so give it up for Robert Graham and Zack with a K. Kalter.
Terrible.
Zorro.
Terrible outro.
Zorro. All right, so let's move on to some quick predictions. Let's move on to some predictions. What do we see next week?
More drama.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV.
Do we really?
I love this.
Oh yeah.
I think it gets saucy next week. I think it gets
Could it
serious.
get any saucier?
There's no more Yopo bonfires. There's no more drunkenness or drinking-ish type nights. I think it gets real serious. I think it gets a lot more legitimate conversations.
Zorro brought
I
the love.
disagree. I think there will be a lot more drinking.
Well, a lot
since
more drinking, but I don't think we see it as like a night that's all fun and games. I think there's
They
more
just
tension.
told you that there wasn't going to be another blackout
Kathy,
night.
I'm trying to play the devil's advocate here. That we see some.
Well, there's not going to be a huge group blackout
Yeah,
night, but
there's drinking.
there's people that definitely
So there's gonna be pairs that black out together. Okay.
potentially yes.
Well said.
Anything's
No, but
possible.
it seems like it's gonna shift. It's just gonna get a little more serious as the stakes get a little higher. So it's more
Feelings develop.
I think
Yeah.
they're going to focus more towards the end on the actual relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is kind of an intro to meeting everybody and getting to know certain personalities and seeing how the relationships initially form. And then I don't know. I'm just guessing. I think that it's going to start to focus more on the individual
I think they're
relationships.
playing it similar to the Bachelor and Bachelorette, how like the first half is always kind of more comical, more like drama, a lot of drama. Then the last half is more love focused. I think that's kind of how they're playing this one.
All right. So I don't know what to say. I don't even know who's coming next week. I can't wait. So and I'm sure.
2 girls, right?
Yes.
Two ladies.
Two
Dos
girls.
chicas.
All right, so that about wraps it up then for us. So once again, now a big round of applause. I know we got to get into plugs. So basically, before we do that, Danny, where can we find you?
You can find me on the social media webs at Danny Hoyt.
You can find me on Twitter at Cathy Kelley. You can find me on Instagram and learn how many followers I have at Cathy Kelley.
It's necessary information.
And Robert, where
very
can
important.
fans follow you?
You can follow me at Robert Graham with an H 24 on everything.
Nice. And Zack?
Zack Kalter, it's with a K, ZACK, KALTER.
Two Ks.
Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter.
All the same.
And Justin, thank you for putting up with us. So once again, for our wonderful special guests, Robert and Zack, Danny, Kathy, I'm JC. You find me at JC Rubio TV on Instagram and Twitter. We'll see you next week. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Woo!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later. They meant well.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.